Good morning. Happy Friday. How are we doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think I'm going to wait. Why are you crying? I think I'm going to double duty here. Hold on a second. Let's go. I think I'm going to double duty today. Good morning, Sean. We'll see what the hub says when he gets here. Let's see if he's down for that. All right. Oh, no, we're not crying. We are not crying. Good morning, Sean. How is it in your neck of the woods? How are you doing? Oh, keep doing that. Keep the uneven thing. Okay. I'm going to do this because I didn't get an answer from my husband, so we're going to do it anyway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, you guys. Welcome to the Carnivore Power Duo. No, we're not crying today. I am half of the duo. Coach Michelle, Coach Rael will be here soon. I think my screen over here is dirty. Hold on a second. Let's do this. I feel like it needed to be cleaned. Oh, maybe it's just the glare. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you guys? I think I'm a little chilly. I think it's not that cold today, but I feel like I'm a little chilly. Welcome in as you guys are coming in. There are several ways that you could help. On YouTube, you can just share it to Facebook or some of your social media platforms. On TikTok, you can just go down here and you can hit the share button and be like, hey, we're doing some crazy stuff over here. Come join us. All right. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting text messages. Good morning, Amber. Good morning, Bubbles. What's going on? Sorry I missed you yesterday. Yeah, no worries. No worries. Come on in, Candy. Welcome in. Let's see here. All right. What are we gonna? Who got a chance to be on the webinar or see the replay? What'd you guys think of that? We got some really great feedback. Hope that added value for you guys. Proby, what's up, my friend? Butter. Yeah, so we come live. You guys, we every once in a while we'll pop up on TikTok. So that's why we're here on TikTok this morning as well. But we go live Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on our YouTube channel, which is at Carnivore Power Duo. So our lovely YouTube people, thank you for joining us today. And TikTok, as you're coming in, make sure you are following us on YouTube because we can talk more freely. We can literally help you guys problem solve with your carnivore journey. We can help you fill in the gaps and answer questions more straightforward without getting censored. How many of y'all know that's just so fun? And it is Friday. It is a crazy day for me at the studio. Friday is my day is jam-packed today. I have 8:30, 9:30, and then I got to somewhere in between all that, get ready for my cruise with my daughter. And then, I haven't even packed yet. I know, really bad. It's okay. I kind of know what I want to take. It's real simple. Bathing suits, cover up, a couple of dresses. I mean, what do you need? And then I have a 2, a 3, a 4, and I got to go back and teach the 5:30 because we don't have anybody today. So I am jam-packed. When I get back, I'm going to sit my butt on the couch at 8 p.m. and I'm going to zone out. That is what I'm going to do because it is a long day today. We're going to get this started in just a second. Let me do this. Boop and boop and boop and boop, boop. There we go. Yeah, okay. There we go. Okay, so I just got to tell, hold on 1 second, YouTube. I just got to respond to my husband. Okay, just don't forget I did not get garbage. Okay, perfect. All right, I am back. Look at that modern technology. You could do two things at once. All right, you guys, I'm going to kick this off early this morning. Get you guys going. So let me start from the beginning. Hey guys, Coach Michelle here, half of the Carnivore Power Duo. My husband and I are fitness experts of over a combined 81 years, 43 for him at this point, 38 or 39. I forget. How old am I? I'm going to be 58. I got my first certification in 22, 21. Do the math. We have owned 4 of our own gyms together that we have built from scratch. We had 3 on the East Coast, 1 on the West Coast. Crapdemic happened. Everybody went to the online space. We went to the online space. And then about a year and a half ago, November, December, January, a year and 3.5 months ago, we took our entire SAD coaching business and turned it into carnivore only, because we have learned through our own healings and healings of our clients that this is the way that our body was designed to eat. So we come on YouTube Monday through Friday, TikTok when we can, to help you guys problem solve carnivore. But I saw a great visual yesterday, and I'm actually going to I'm going to tweak it a little bit, but I'm going to, I love the way they broke it down. So they had Lion's diet. Okay. So Lion's is the base. Okay. That is like the OG of carnivore. That is the meat from a ruminant animal only. So what is a ruminant animal, you ask? An animal with 4-chambered stomach. Okay. Like a cow, a lamb, a goat, bison, Bambi, that is ruminant animals. As Sean taught me a week ago, a giraffe. Okay. So that is an animal with a 4-chambered stomach. And then water and salt. That is Lions. Good morning, Mark. I like watching you on TikTok. Aw, I'm doing both today. But that is a ruminant animal. Okay, water and a quality rock salt. That is Lions. That is the OG. That is for healing. We put people on that are on a lot of medication, that have a big history of health issues, IBS, autoimmune, because what you want to do is you want to literally put things into remission. Okay. And Lions is going to do that. So on the graph, it was pretty cool. At the top of the pyramid, it had Lions. Next, now, I don't know that I agree with that as a coach. When I think of strict carnivore, I think of Lions, but for all intents and purposes, I kind of liked the drawing that this gentleman had, and he had strict carnivore. So that is what carnivore is. Okay. Carnivore is the meat, any fatty cut of meat. So bacon, the fatty cuts of chicken, not chicken breast, the fatty cuts of, I like TikTok, but you can do much longer comments on. Yeah, that's true. So any fatty cut of meat, any fatty cut of seafood, the redder, the better, water, salt, and if your body permits, grass-fed butter and eggs. That is carnivore, you guys, nothing else. Okay. The next part in the graph, which I thought was kind of cool, is they said carnivore-ish. Okay. And that's exactly what it is carnivore-ish, because you're now adding in dairy. Okay. And then animal-based adds in the fruits and the vegetables, limited. And then keto obviously adds in the nuts and the more expansive, because you're cycling between 25 and 50 carbs a day. Okay. So on this channel, we talk everything carnivore. So good morning, love. Oh, thank you, Summer. This is from a couple of years ago. Our ladies, what do you call? Ladies event at church. I forget what it was called, but that was our theme for the year, was resilience, which is great, because on YouTube you can actually wear it. We're here, it's backwards. Okay, but more importantly, what we do not do on carnivore. So I'm talking carnivore. So if you're on here and you've never heard us speak before, you've never heard me speak, I'm about to blow your mind, because there is too much noise on social media. There is too much misinformation. People doing carnivore-ish. Okay. And I think what makes me upset as a coach for all of you is you're relying on these videos from these influencers, thinking you're getting the right information. And here's what I'll say. Yet here you are. Okay, let's see. I just love Look at that. Just here for beer and content. Okay. Well, guess what? We don't do beer on carnivore. Goodbye. Okay. I have no tolerance for negative naysayers and people that have nothing nice. Good morning, Danielle. I have nothing nice to say to anybody. You know what? You don't like what I have to say? Get off my channel. Okay. This is, it's so funny. I am all the glory to God. But this is the year of the horse, and last year was the year of the snake. Now, I don't really follow that in the sense. However, I do appreciate. Okay. And so last year was the year of the snake, and it was shedding all the things that you don't need in your life. Right. And this year is the year of the horse, and it's barreling through and going full steam ahead and hitting those things. So with that being said, I have zero tolerance at almost 58 years of age for people that have nothing nice to say and spend their time just annoying people. Right. Yeah, Victoria's like, yes. Yeah, I don't even play anymore. I don't even get into debates. I'm like, delete, goodbye. Yeah, Bubbles says amen. So more importantly, what you do on carnivore is what you don't do on carnivore, you guys. Now listen, I've said this before. I am just the messenger. Okay, I am just the messenger. So do not shoot the messenger. Sean says, not so bad today, looking and moving. Oh, excellent. Okay, awesome. I am here to give you the information. You do with it what you want, right? Like I always say, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just giving you the information. So more importantly on what we do on carnivore is what we don't do on carnivore. Carnivore is, hear me when I say this, because this is very important. Carnivore is the meat and the fat from an animal. That is it. It is not the secretion of the meat and the fats. What do I mean by that? Number one, let me start at the top and I'll work my way down. We do not do fruits and vegetables on carnivore. Don't do it. That is from a plant. Remember, I just said, when in doubt, ask yourself the question, is this the meat or the fat from an animal? If you cannot answer that question, then the answer is a big no. Are pork chops good to eat? They are, if your body permits. Now, I will tell you personally, I can do pork bacon. I cannot do pork chops. My body doesn't like it. So you really got to figure out what your body likes and what it doesn't, but it's an excellent carnivore choice. Remember, any fatty cut of meat. So that is super high in fat. So yes, some of your comments have been filtered out. One of the reasons why TikTok drives me crazy. So if I'm not answering your question, that is why. On YouTube, you can ask anything and I can answer it. Okay. So we don't do fruits and vegetables. We do not do dairy. But coach, didn't you just say a second ago, if your body tolerates it, you can do grass-fed butter? I did. Here's the thing with butter. Grass-fed butter falls into a very unique category. It is super low in lactose and it does not have casein. So therefore your body doesn't have to break it down. It recognizes it as a pure fat. But there are some of you that your body does not like it. So you're going to have to do things like ghee, tallow, duck fat, bacon fat. Okay. But as far as dairy is concerned, dairy is a secretion of, so therefore it falls into the, as the guy said yesterday, carnivore-ish. Okay. It puts you into animal-based. But the things you got to understand about dairy is dairy has lactose, and certain degrees of dairy get higher and higher in lactose. Lactose is another word for sugar. So this is going to keep your body confused. It also, guys, butter does not do this, but extended uses of dairy will stall your weight loss. It will also mess with your insulin and start to spike it. That shuts off your fat burning mode. So that's why we say, good morning, Ashley. This is why we say dairy causes stalls in weight loss. I haven't had heavy cream since you warned me about the carrageenan, right? Yeah, thank you for that, caregiver. So guys, if you are doing heavy whipping cream, again, put you in animal based, no big deal. Remember, 4 ounces or less daily, because your body really does recognize that. Be very careful. So much heavy whipping cream has what's called carrageenan in it. It begins with a C. It is very inflammatory, and it is also linked to the big C. And it bloats you so much. Yep, absolutely. When you start, I think it would be good to say the fat and meat from an animal instead of the other way around prior towards. Sean, I will take that. And I like that. Yes, carnivore is the fat and meat from an animal. I love that. Thank you for that. Oh, look who's here. Oh, I know. Okay, hold on. The dogs are going crazy because daddy is home. Okay, so moving down the list, we do not do anything processed. So, and this is where I always say to the people that are doing keto that are frustrated because you're doing a lot of keto snacks. So now I'm going to turn that into a carnivore conversation. You guys are doing all these carnivore protein drinks and carnivore this and that. Guys, if it's processed, you got to ask yourself, is this serving me or is it not serving me? Yeah, they got excited. Squash is saying, what, baby? Oh, I did that yesterday before you got on.
Yeah. Hey guys, morning. I apologize being late, but I had some calls and killing workout this morning. I got to do the garbage quick and I'll be back. But going with what my wife was just saying, guys, just to give you an example, guys, listen, we come on here and we recommend stuff that we use. We got 6 bags of this
for my surgery. They sent it to
for
me.
free.
Yeah.
I ain't put it in my body. I got it for free. I get it for free. I don't have to pay nothing for it. Guys,
but remember, you're on this.
But there, we don't recommend or tell you stuff that we don't do. Okay, that's why we don't come. They wanted us to promote this. They wanted us to sell this. We could make money with it and all that kind of stuff. We could eat it for free. The free isn't the best way, guys. This is your body, champions.
Yeah.
You need to invest in your body, whether it's you're getting some source or getting some better meat or getting some better butter or driving some extra miles to get some farm fresh eggs or, getting some coaching, getting your numbers down, and you need to stop cutting the corners. This is your health. Yeah. It's not like a gun or a fishing rod where we can go buy another one when it's broken. We get one shot at this. Okay, let me go do the garbage.
Yeah, you're good. Back. Is bone broth okay? Apostle says yes, but here's the caveat, right? You want to be very careful with the bone broth that you choose. There are some good ones out there. You want to find ones where they have just simmered the meat and the bones, right? You have to be really careful. There are several out there that have a lot of junk in there. When in doubt, flip it around and read the labels, or make it yourself. It's actually very easy to do, you guys.
Maybe next week we'll do the webinar on label reading.
Oh, the next one it's in 2 weeks. Label reading. That's a great idea. I like it. Sean said, make your own bone broth. It's actually really easy to do. If you have a slow cooker, or if you have, I have my son's high carb protein powder away. Yeah. Right. Oh, you gave it away. I got it. Yeah. There are, if you get an Instapot or a crock pot, you just simmer that sucker. It's really easy. I make myself with, so you just want to not do the vegetables, right? Because as carnivores, we don't do fruits and vegetables. That's why I said, a lot of them in the store, they've been done. They haven't put the vegetables in, but they simmer it with it. So, potato, but the cleaner you can get it. What coach is saying is that you need to invest in yourself, time, education, money, get the proper food, discipline, take your energy and turn it towards you. Absolutely. You guys, look, I say this all the time. At my bar studio, we were ambassadors for Lululemon, so we're able to carry it at the studio. I watch women spend hundreds of dollars on their Lululemon leggings, okay? Now, I don't because I was an ambassador. I get it more inexpensively. But the point is, they don't think twice about dropping $150 for a pair of leggings. But if you tell them to do this towards their health, I don't have the money for it. It's all about priorities. It really is. It comes down to what's important for you and what's not. Okay, moving on. We do not do sauces, okay? What I mean by that is we don't do things that say low carb, low sugar. No carb, no sugar, because turn it around, read the label. Okay. Ask yourself, did it come from an animal? Right now, I understand that some people use some things as condiments to help them along on their carnivore journey. All I'm going to say to you is it's not carnivore. It's still going to keep you in the ketogenic window. If it's serving you, great. But if you're having stalls, if you're probably drinking $10 Starbucks, yeah, right. last night. So every Thursday night, we have a health and wellness circle from our church at our house, and we do a 30-minute workout. And then I give a 10-minute nutrition talk, and then we dive into the Bible. Last night, I was teaching them exactly about the big S and about oat milk. Guys, ask yourself, how do you get oat from a milk? How do you get milk from an oat? You don't. But more importantly, the one that they use specifically for their establishment to put into their coffee drinks is filled with seed oils. And seed oils have been linked to one of the most aggressive forms of breast cancer and all kinds of other stuff. So you really got to ask yourself the question, is this, it may taste good. They do it on purpose to make it taste good. Providing some bread to the first 5 people. Okay, Jerry, thanks for that though. Sucralose. So I was just about to get to. So we don't do anything artificial as well. So we don't do anything processed. We don't do anything artificial. Now, a lot of things that are like electrolytes, for example, use a smidgen amount of stevia. I will tell you, being 570, I think. I don't even know how many days carnivore we are. I have removed all of that. But I did do electrolytes in the beginning that had stevia in it. But the more I got into carnivore and the more I started healing my body, the more I started tasting it. And it started opening up the floodgates of my taste buds. So I make my own electrolytes. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make one in a second when the hubby gets back, because I have to get off the screen to go get my hot water. But we don't do, and especially any artificial sweeteners that end in lose. So if it ends in lose, that's a hot no. Monk fruit, that's a no. Honey, that is a big no. There are lots of videos. My husband and I did a video this week. There is no honey on carnivore, okay? I don't care how you slice it. There is no honey on carnivore. That will put you into the animal-based keto lane. But, yeah, right? But here's the thing. The honey is a sugar. It spikes your insulin. When your insulin gets spiked, what happens? You've been watching for a while, guys. Right on the screen. What happens when your insulin gets spiked? Who's going to answer first? Ashley, you better be typing your little fingers away. And Danielle, does anybody know what happens when your insulin gets spiked when you have honey, along with other sweeteners, but especially? What, honey? Just in time. Waiting. I know there's a delay. Squash is like, I'm going to let the masses answer. Okay. Well, I don't know. Nobody knows what happens when your insulin gets spiked. Come on, TikTok. Nobody knows what happens when their insulin gets spiked. Blood sugar increases. Yes, but more importantly, when your insulin increases, it shuts off every chance of your body to burn fat. It literally shuts off your body fat burning mechanism. So along with dairy, that's why we caution you with the dairy. So that is why when you see people going, I'm doing carnivore and I'm adding honey, be careful. Carnivore involves no carbs or sugars. Honey has carbs and sugars. Yes, Sean, that's a great answer as well. And then we do not do the top 3. We do not do coffee or tea. Guys, it's a plant. Mind you, there are people that do it. It's non-caloric. We get it. If it's not stalling your progress and you want to do it, that's on you, but that is not carnivore. And then the big one.
Alcohol.
Yep.
Non-negotiable, guys. It's not even an option. Yeah. I sent you that video, right, honey? Who was that one guy who was talking about the 3 things that they don't do because of Alzheimer's?
Oh, no, you didn't send me that video. No.
But he was saying, I think he said high fructose corn syrup was number 2, I think. Oh, and then he said agave was number 3, and number 1 was
it honey?
No, but it was. I think it was sweeteners. Yeah, sweeteners. But yeah, I mean they're all up there, dude. They're all just come in one shape or another. Pass me the trace, the source, please, baby.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, and it's like, so the alcohol thing is just not even an option. That's another reason why I'm not a fan of keto. Okay, because keto will tell you can have this amount of alcohol or these kind of alcohols because
There's no net carbs
there's no
in them.
net carbs, and dude, that's just asinine. Excuse the expression. I mean, I have no other word for that, and I'll repent on that one to my Lord and Savior today, but that's asinine. And there's trainers out there who will actually tell you, oh, it's okay to have a drink once in a while. That you talk about bringing your agenda to
Anything.
I mean, there's just, forget carnivore, any way of life. There's no way that you can rationalize that it is okay or it is good. If you want to do it, that's up to you. You do you, boo. But just look at the end game, right? If you look at alcohol, right? Do you guys, these things we don't think about because that's how it works. Have you ever seen in alcohol, beer commercials, guys with big red noses and stuff like that, and people that are all out of shape and stuff like that? They have all these beautiful models bouncing around with big smiles, hot bodies and everything.
In a bikini.
That in a bikini. That's not what happens when you drink alcohol for your life. Okay? I mean, there's an end game, and it works the same for everybody. You end up having a big nose like Rudolph.
Yeah.
You end up like, okay, have fun with that. But anyways, and then when you're on carnivore, because it's such a next level.
Yeah, somebody just said alcohol is poison.
Yeah, if you want to, if people will try to get biblical on you. Well, it says in the Bible that just as long as you don't get drunk, you can drink. Well, do you know there's actually 16 scriptures in the Bible that address alcohol and that are straight out warnings. Mm-hmm. They don't talk about those.
Caroline just said, I saw one carnivore coach say to people during the holidays, it's okay to cheat and get off the wagon for the holidays. Just jump back on.
Unbelievable. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
That's what creates diet culture.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't do yours. Started.
You did, baby. Yeah. So, and we like we always say, my wife might have said, I say, we're not the carnivore police. We're not carnivore Karens. My wife used to be a carnivore police, but it was just because she was passionate. But we realized, that's not our calling. That's not our position. We're not a democracy. Our calling is just to give you the right information so you can make the right decision, right? It's like as a Christian, right? If we want to get the right information, what do? We go to the Word. That's it. You want to know the right information about carnivore? Go to the carnivore Word. We didn't make it up. We didn't create it.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
been around a lot longer
Caroline.
than us. We just sharing the information with you. Unfortunately, like my wife said, so many people, like they do in Christianity, bring their agenda to the Word. They're bringing their agenda to carnivore. So they can say, I'm carnivore and wear the badge.
Well, and so again, talking about insulin, what is alcohol? Alcohol is just sugar, right? And so it is literally spiking your insulin, shutting off your fat burning mode, ability to burn fat. And most people, there's sugar in alcohol. That's number one. But then most people add in all the extra sugar to, like orange juice and all that stuff.
She used to be a bartender. So, and guys, and the other thing, that I'll share with you, just to why are we so passionate? Why do we even care? Well, we're both believers. And we're both big fans of, if we cause one person to fall, that's on us. It's not really good with our Lord and Savior, right? I'll give you an example once again with keto, right? This is why I'll speak for myself. My wife's a big girl; she can speak for herself. But this is why I'm so black and white. And I take full responsibility at the end of the day. I'm not an excuse guy, but it was a part, and if you're a coach. And God put you in that position to be coach. What am I talking about? When we were doing this keto program, I was on the edge of really going over the edge as an alcoholic. Okay, I was just I was right there. I was maybe drinking the small bottle of vodka a day or whatever. And I started to get these thoughts in my head because they were talking about, as long as it doesn't affect your net carbs and stuff. So I messaged the head coach, and I said, hey, so do you mean to tell me Now, see, this was this was the earthly side of me looking for the
Yeah.
permission, right? Right. I said, so do you mean to tell me that I could drink as much alcohol as I want, and as long as it doesn't affect my net carbs, I'm okay. It's good. And he said, yes, that's all I needed to hear.
Yep.
And I was off to the races. And it went from this little bottle to the big bottle and more every single day. And you know, we don't want to ever be the person that causes you to fall, whether it's dairy, sugar. So we're going to tell you like it is, black and white.
Well,
No,
Squash
it's not okay.
said, simplified, coffee equals acidic, cancer equals acidic environment. Correlation says coffee can be equal to cancerous formations. Yeah, so true. Been on it for 11 days, lost 5 pounds. Lily, way to go. What happened?
I was just checking my.
Oh, you fixed it.
I did.
Oh, good.
Kind of.
Yay.
It's kind of broken, but it works fine.
Yeah, good for you, Lily.
It works fine.
Awesome. You know, if you need any help, we have an academy, which is super awesome. Guys, if you don't know, we started in January the Carnivore Power Duo Academy. It's for people that may not want coaching, but want a community, want to have, I know, hot, right? Want to have what it's like to be coached without the one-on-one. In the academy, we have all kinds of great stuff. We have a Q&A channel. So when you ask a question, we're alerted right away and we can respond to it.
They get access to our
foundation course.
That's $497.
Yeah, it's a $497 value. You get that for free. So you learn how to do carnivore from start to, you know, from the start the right way. We have a hormone channel. We have a men's channel. We have a science channel. We have a recipe channel with over.
How many recipes?
I haven't added any this week, but there was 178 last time I was in there.
178 recipes. Wow.
Yeah.
And it continues to grow.
And it continues to grow. The community is amazing. You guys are amazing with like raising each other up, and the questions have been fantastic.
Yeah. We had a guy last night in our wellness group sharing about, because he's all in. He's like I call him a mini me of me.
But tell them where he was like 6 weeks ago. He was a VVV.
Oh yeah, he was a vegan, but now he's come full bore with carnivore. He's taken his coffee out, and he was just saying how amazing the difference is already.
Yeah.
You know?
Squash was just saying, on my bowling league, we have about 125 people. I'm the only boring bowler that doesn't drink. Honestly, I'm a dang athlete there to compete. Why would I add toxins as I'm competing, right? And then Simple Johnson, I'm not someone who drinks alcohol, so I'm not defending my addiction, but I just checked Chat AI. It's discouraging that it says that moderate consumption is good for insulin sensitivity. Oh my God.
Well, here's what you need to understand.
Yeah,
okay.
I knew you were going to
go. When
you're
going to Chat GPT or any of these AIs that know you, if they know you, they're going to give you the answer you want to hear. That was the answer you wanted to hear in its opinion. Well, you need to ask it, for example, if I want to get the right answer, the true answer, when I ask Chat GPT, I say, I want it in biblical terms. And I don't want to know, don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me what's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that is not right.
Yeah. Because when I'm on, if I go on ChatGPT and I say something, I'll be like, I want the science, I want references, and I want you to say what it is, not what I want to hear you say. Same thing.
Do it right
now. Nice, Squash.
Hey, I want it biblical. I want the science. Don't tell me what I want to hear. Give me the facts. Is alcohol okay if you're trying to be healthy and be the best version of you in any way of eating? Specifically carnivore. Let's see what it says.
Yeah, right, Caroline. I drank 2 whole glasses of water. Oh, while you were bowling. That's awesome.
So here's what alcohol actually does. It is a toxin. Your liver treats it as poison. Poison, how's that good for you? Poison, yeah, it's okay to have poison once in a while.
Look at that. What did I just say?
It shuts down fat burning until it's cleared. That's why it's very, very bad on carnivore, and it literally throws you off about 3 weeks every time you do it. So if you're having it once a week, or every now and then, you're never going to be in ketosis.
Well, if you're doing, think about all the people.
It lowers the testosterone. How's that for your sex drive? It disrupts REM sleep. It increases cortisol. It impairs muscle protein synthesis. It increases cancer risk, even in moderate amounts. That's not opinion. That's physiology. Now, carnivore specifically, carnivore is about insulin control, hormonal optimization, stable energy, mental clarity, fat adaptation. Alcohol disrupts every one of those. Even if it's zero carb, it still stops ketone production, temporarily slows fat loss, spikes inflammation, weakens discipline and pathways in the brain. And here's the hard truth. Recovery is slower. Hormones are already declining. Sleep is already
for people in that age range.
So is it okay? If your question is, can I drink and still go to heaven? That's a theological discussion. If your question is, will alcohol help me become the strongest, sharpest, most disciplined version of myself? The answer is no.
Molly, in the link in our bio, we do have cookbooks. However, if you get into the academy, all that is free. Hi, LaCasey. How are you? Long time no talk. Everybody is being like, where have you guys been? We missed you.
Yeah. So there you have it.
So there you have it. Yeah. You can purchase our cookbooks individually or in the academy. They are 100% at your access.
Now, and I promise you guys, because my chat knows me better than myself. If I had not said, give me the science, don't tell me what I want to hear, tell me the truth, it would have said,
probably
it's okay once in a while.
Maybe not to you though, because your chat knows you.
Yeah.
It would have said that to me.
It would probably said it, but it does know that I'm a recovered addict. So it probably would have. I hope it would have said no, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is great. All right, keep your carnivore questions coming. Concerns, thoughts. Have you seen a video that got you confused? Because we see videos all the time, and
the videos, I don't know if it's because I started clicking on a few, but the videos are out of control, bro.
I know. I haven't had any drinks in years. I gave it up. Best decision, right? Full disclosure, I used to put a whiskey. Oh, you used to be a whiskey snob. Yeah.
Well, you know what, Squash and Champion. So listen, I was fishing with my son yesterday. We get to go once a week. Those memories. And guys, carnivore is a part of that. Because as much as I love fishing, some of you have heard this before. If my son said, let's go fishing, because we walked ashore, I wouldn't have been excited about it because it was painful. It hurt. Yeah. It was like I'd come home, I couldn't move and everything. But because of carnivore, I don't have those aches and pains. I can, be agile on the rocks now. I can go up and down the hills. I don't get out of breath. So that's a bonus. But so yesterday I was talking about
Apostle, yes.
I was talking about a champion that I see now, and I don't want to give too much information, but I was talking with a champion, and I see him in church all the time, and he's always drunk. And I know because I'm an alcoholic. And my son was like, really? And I was like, son, you don't understand, dude. When you're an alcoholic, that's your life. And we think nobody notices, right? And most people don't. But I'm a recovered alcoholic, so I know it immediately. I can see the signs. I see the big cup. I'm like, I bet you 99% in that cup that he's drinking in church is alcohol. Because that's what happens. We start to go down that rabbit hole. So we ain't judging, we're praying. But dude,
if you need help,
it's not successful, guys.
Come into our academy.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm curious, but with the saying with that, you said something and it made me think of something and now I forgot. But like you said, it's your job. Like I remember when you and I would have our family discussions. And I would be like, you would do everything to try to convince me that I was off my rocker.
We're the best, like connivers, liars, stealers, because what are we? We're mini-me's of the devil.
Yep.
He's got us at that point. Amen.
Kiki. So here's what I'll say. Definitely join our academy. We can help you. We have great courses in there. But I will tell you, statistically, I feel like when you've been on carnivore and then you fall off of it for a period of time, the coming back is really hard, because what you've done is you've opened up the door to the devil of food, right? And so, yeah, I mean, it's the truth. And now you've got to put all that back at bay, and it's hard. I get it. I'm really excited, right? How much will heavy cream affect my results? I have been very rigid with the food except for this.
There you go.
Well,
how's your results?
How are your results, Gigi? How are your results?
Well, I know you're asking me that because you're not getting the results you want. Heavy cream is a dairy, and you've heard us say it 100 times now. No dairy on carnivore.
Here's what I'll say to you. Do a test. When in doubt, with anything that you're doing, if you're wondering if it's stalling your progress, take it out for 30 days.
What is that?
Diana, I spelled it wrong. Oh. Down 4 pounds in a month. That's good, but that's not great. Where do I find the link to your academy? In the link in our bio where it says /carnivore power duo.
Yeah, if you're doing everything right, like you said, 4 pounds in a month is.
It says work with us, and then you want to go to the academy tab, because we have a 12-week program. We have the academy. We have dialing in your ratios. We do a lot of different things, but if you get confused, just message me and I'll email it to you. Use the scientific data in my data on my question on moderate alcohol consumption affects insulin sensitivity. Now it says that we women benefit, not men. Well, and again, it depends on how you ask it. You've got to do the science, because when we ask it with the science and not what we want to hear, it specifically said how harmful it is for women.
And
you're absolutely welcome.
Can I comment on that?
Yeah.
See, this is interesting, champions. After everything I just shared with you,
hold on a second.
You're still asking it to get the answer you want.
Yeah.
That it's okay to have a little bit. It's like, if I heard that, I don't need to do no more research.
Yeah.
Do you understand the psychology, what's happening there? For whatever reason, you want to hold on to alcohol in whatever shape or form.
Kanan, I would probably agree with you. So when you ever hear me say, because I say it more than Coach does, throw your scale away, I say that to people that spend all of their energy thinking that the scale is the end all of end all. If you think if the scale dictates your mood or your journey and it takes you out of your game, get rid of the scale. The scale is only one measuring unit, okay? But people don't understand, because I've been criticized on social media as the coach says, oh, you don't need your scale, throw it away. No, you're missing the point. I'm also a retired therapist. Yeah. I'm talking about the connection of your brain and letting that rule, because if you get on the scale and you don't like what it says, and then you start obsessing about it, then you're letting in all that negativity, then you're affecting the cortisol in your body. You need to heal your relationship with that scale. If it's not serving you, put it aside. There are many different ways to see if carnivore is working for you. One is non-scale victories. A is your body composition changing, especially in men. We all do, women and men, we have this idea of what we want the number to say on the scale. But more importantly, when you do carnivore properly, and we see this more in men than we do with women, like I use my one client, Mike, for example, he was stuck for 6 months. He wanted this number on the scale, and it never happened our whole time coaching. And I had to look at him one day and go, Mike, are you wearing a smaller size than you've ever worn ever in your life? Is your waist smaller than it's ever been? And the answer was yes. Do you give a crap what the scale says? Right? You guys have been coming in hot.
I couldn't believe that her thing said it's okay for women, but not men. Are you serious?
Yeah. No. She says, I hate alcohol. Never was someone who drinks. I just want to, yeah. Oh, it is bad in every way. Absolutely. Okay. What are y'all drinking? Could you, we make our own electrolytes. So I'm using hot water source, our trace minerals. And then I throw in a splash of salt, because I don't do coffee because it's not carnivore, but I like my heat in the morning.
And then I add Jesus juice on top of that.
Yeah. On carnivore diet for 6 months, and I'm having a hard time trying to convince my wife that it's safe. So
don't convince her. Just walk the walk.
just walk the walk.
You're not going to convince her, champion. You're not going to convince her. That's not your job. That's not your assignment. Your assignment, especially obviously, if you're the man, you're the leader of the household. Your job is to be the best version of yourself, to be the best husband, to be the best man, to be the best father. Okay, so that's your responsibility to show up and do that. And being carnivore is going to be a big part of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so just lead by example. Just don't want to be. You're not there to force her what to do. You're there to lead by example. Okay, and just focus on yourself. That's how you do it. If you're trying to convince anybody, it's not going to happen.
And think of it this way, you guys. What you were doing before wasn't serving you. You obviously looked at carnivore because you were unhealthy in some sort of a way. So, as simple as saying, you know what? Seed oils are literally killing us, right? Yeah. Okay, I gotta look because you don't have your glasses on.
In Ghana, what does it say? In Ghana?
On carnivore. Where you live, it's not accepted. Well, you know what? Believe it or not, it's just starting to get acceptable in the United States. And literally, it hasn't been until just recently with the food pyramid. Your eggs over there too.
Yeah.
Flip-flopping. Doctors weren't on board either.
There's because that's who I am. Okay. There's places in the world where Christianity is not accepted. How's that working for you?
3 years carnivore and down 100 pounds. That's amazing. I'm going to give you a cheer over here so you can hear it. Yeah. Sometimes you got to go against the grain. If I started carnivore, can I ever add vegetables like my salads in my life again? I mean, I wouldn't. You can do whatever you want. No, she's saying, can I ever add it back in? You have the free will to do whatever you want, but it's not carnivore, and I wouldn't. Listen, here's the biggest mistake people make when they get started on carnivore. They think about all the things that they cannot have instead of what's going to heal me. You get on carnivore for 3 weeks. I was a salad girl 24/7 with protein on top. I haven't had a salad in 569, I think it's 69 days. You won't miss it. Listen, your gut's going to love you. I was so miserable. But no, fruits and vegetables are not carnivore. Caroline, thank you.
No.
A normal cup of coffee. Well, coffee is not carnivore. People do it because it's non-caloric. And if it doesn't affect your journey, then that's your choice. But if you're asking us if it's carnivore, it's not.
And what's a normal cup of coffee?
Oh, yeah. What is a normal cup of coffee? That's a good question. Yeah. What's a normal cup of coffee?
You don't know what you just answered.
Yeah. That's really cool. That's a great point, because what is considered a normal cup of coffee?
That's just like when people say, are you a Christian? So what is your opinion of a Christian? Because there's a lot of different versions of a Christian. So before I say yes or no, I want to know what they're talking about.
Oh, I put a lot in there today too. What the heck? Oh.
Yeah, sometimes it just...
That's weird.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, answer me that. What is a normal cup of coffee? Mine is coffee, half and half, with a quarter teaspoon of monk fruit. That is a hard no on all levels. Monk fruit, nope. Half and half, nope. All artificial, girl.
Nope. Major no. That's why I asked.
Yep. I was constantly chasing the best options, but refused to give up Little Debbie's. Oh, and then he went cold turkey. Little Debbie's. That was squash. Yeah. Talk about a liquid poison bomb. Not a liquid. Wow, these are bad. Yeah. Could it be the eggs?
Yeah. Well, it has to be.
Yeah.
Because usually this works really well, guys. But this is brutal.
Oh,
maybe these eggs aren't even good.
Oh,
maybe that's trying to tell us those eggs are no bueno. Those shells should be coming off. Hi, Kai.
Yeah, that is very disappointing. Hi, Kai. Well, wait, I can't answer and look, and you're doing okay. Hold on.
Hi, Kai. I just wanted to see Kai.
Yeah, you got it. Monk fruit is like really bad. Like, honestly, they try to tell you that it's good for you. That spikes your insulin like nobody's business. So lifelong diet, it's not, listen, here's the thing. Guys, I get it, okay? Food has become the end all of end all in our lives, but food is really just fuel. Just like you put gas in your car to make your car drive, you put food in your body to make your body work.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that you guys are putting things in your body that are not making you work at the ability that you were meant to work, right? Vegetables are not what they used to be, and most of them at this point in juncture have been so genetically modified that it's not even what it was back in the day. Now, in the early times, vegetables were not edible.
There's over 380,000 fruits and vegetables, and not one of them is in its original form because they were not edible before. They tasted horrid. People wouldn't eat them, and the reason they tasted horrid is because that's what they were making themselves taste horrid, because they're oxalates, they're poison.
So the animals wouldn't eat them.
Some of them will flat out kill you.
Yep.
You know, I saw a video the other day said, is there anything in the wild that's walking, running, swimming, or flying that we can't eat? The answer is no. Is there anything in the wild that is plant-based that we can't eat? Lots. There's stuff that will flat out kill you. If you eat it, you will die. You will die. Some of them you'll get really sick. Some of them you'll get a little sick. Some of them you just won't eat it. But it's right in front of us, champions. Nature's right there trying to tell you, warning, Will Robinson, we're not paying attention. Okay? Right? You know, I love what Dr. Anthony Chaffee says all the time. You know, he says, it's right in front of us. It's right in front of us. We're just not paying attention. Amen. Yeah. Haven't looked back. Yeah, sorry for the word salad. Yeah, no, it's good. Monk fruit is the way to sweet and taste so terrible. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it's got so much, when guys, this is the other thing you always have to ask yourself. When like the sugars, right? They come out with this new, improved, better for your health, right? How'd they do that? Because honestly, and I'm not telling you to go do this, but if you stop at Knuckles, cane sugar, right? If you get the sugar from a cane, that's probably the closest you can get to a natural, right? A natural sugar. Because from there, when, the humans get their hands on it and it goes into those processing plants, you got to ask yourself, what exactly am I putting in my body? What about brown sugar? Hard no. It's a sugar. We don't do sugar on carnivore. Guys, but more importantly, forget about what we do and don't do think about what sugar does to your body. I say this all the time. Your body does not read labels, okay? It does not know. It sees sugar and immediately spikes your insulin. What happens when your insulin gets spiked? A lot of things, but it shuts off your fat burning. And
once again, because I'm a mindset coach, so I want people to understand, and some people will receive it. Do you see what's going on there, champion? We said hard no. Sugar is a no. Sugar actually is so bad for you. I call it the devil's food.
Yep.
Sugar is so bad for you. It's worse than drugs and alcohol.
It's more addictive.
But what about brown sugar? But what about monk sugar? Do you see how you're trying to find a source of sugar that you can hold on? Sugar is no good. It is not carnivore. It is not a
it's not good on any
level.
On any eating
Black,
level.
white, red, brown, whatever.
Okay, if you know the answer to this, please don't answer. What is the healthier option? Apples and peanut butter or a Snickers bar? What is healthier? Apples. Oh, well, you know what? Forget that. I love honey, says Love More. What is more healthy? Monk fruit or honey? Answer me that.
Or high fructose corn syrup.
But But everybody knows that.
Not
So,
everybody. You'd be
okay.
surprised.
So how many people think honey is healthier than monk fruit? I got one for honey. Honey or monk fruit? Which one's healthier? And no answering, Squash, because you know the answer. Raw Manuka is my favorite honey. Okay, all the honey coming through. Guess what, guys? Actually, none. Thank you, Lily of the Valley, because your body does not read labels. And fun fact, honey it's worse than high fructose corn syrup to your body.
Yep. And we
Both
get it. We used
of
to
which,
love honey.
yeah, both of which
Manuka and all of
spike
it.
your insulin. And when your insulin is spiked, that's when all hell breaks loose.
Yep.
So to answer your question, neither one of them. And Dr. Ken Berry did a fabulous video on honey and especially Manuka. So get rid of it. Cancer eats sugar, makes your choice. Well, and I'm glad you said that, Squash, because my husband is a cancer survivor. And when we were going for his first PET scan, the first thing they did was strap him in a chair and they were about to stick an IV in him. And I said,
strap me in a chair.
Well, you sat in the chair and they strapped the thing around your arm, whatever to put the.
It made it sound like I was like.
I didn't mean it like that. You know what I meant. Anyway, I asked the technician, I go, why does he need an IV for a PET scan? If you don't know what a PET scan is, it's like a full body scan. They can see everything. And they said, well, we have to inject him with radioactive glucose because cancer loves sugar and won't hide. Guys, the number one thing they do for you when you are diagnosed with sugar is they put you on an alkaline diet and you have to remove any type of sugar in your intake. Another fun fact, pancreatic cancer is one of the most aggressive cancers out there. Do you know what one of the number one causes of that is, especially in men? COKE. SODA, because we're on TikTok.
Any sodas.
Well, any of them. But I have a friend who's going through chemo for his stage 4 bone cancer, and he was told to stay away from all sugars. Yup. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It'll feed the cancer.
Yep. That's what it'll do. It'll make it grow faster. You have to realize being on carnivore, like I said this yesterday, where were we? Oh, we were in the academy. I said this yesterday. I am not on any medication. I have not been on medication. I don't need to be on any medication. Me being on carnivore is to prevent that I never have to be on medication. I'm doing all the behind the scenes work. I've seen several cancer clinics having a bowl of candy in the infusion center. Oh my God. Seriously?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, cancer thrives on sugar.
I've seen many gyms.
Oh.
You walk in a gym, they have like donuts.
Think about the gym that took over Gold's, and when they had the welcome day or whatever, they had all kinds of crap out. I'm like, does carnivore help? Absolutely, Mirabee. I might have said that wrong. 100%. All right, we gotta lay on this plane because I got a jam-packed morning.
I got a call too. So, all right, champions, thank you for being with us, guys. This was awesome, guys. Make sure you're registering for next webinar. It's in 2 weeks, guys. We're going to wait.
It's on the 16th, I believe, whatever that Wednesday is.
We talked about this yesterday. You don't want, yes, we do the webinar so we can build our business and get to know more people and get more people in the academy. But we bring such value on each one. You want to think about it learning, because once you've recorded it or you've registered, you can have that video and have it as a learning tool to go back towards. Okay. Like last week we did sugar and honey and dairy. Next week, not sure, but we might do label reading, might be part of it and stuff like that.
I think that's a
great
idea.
You want to be very educated.
Thank you, Bubbles.
So you definitely want to make sure you register for that. If you're looking for coaching, we're here to help you. We'd be honored to help you. If you're tired of just winging it and struggling and being frustrated,
Victor,
tomorrow's not guaranteed. Today's not guaranteed. One of the number one things we do is dial in people's ratios. Okay, message us. You can do a consult with us. So it's all in our links, in our bios.
And I'll end with this. So monk fruit, listen, that's BS because your body doesn't read labels. Sugar is sugar. All right, you guys, have a great weekend.
Yep.
I will not see you next week. You are on solo with Coach because I will be on a cruise with our daughter, and I am unplugging. No internet for a whole week.
Right.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Bye-bye.
All right, let me do here first.
Good, 1K and up.
What'd you say?
1K and up.
Oh, great. End stream.
Dude, I was